Hey lovies, so if you guys are Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this is going to be your reading to check in your energy for your love life in April. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you right now, I woke up with like a sore throat and like I have like a drip or something. It's just disgusting, but I can't. Anyway, so if you hear me like doing stuff over here, that's why. But anyway, so I want to look into basically what your current energy is, what you're manifesting as of right now for April in regards to your love life, and then like ask about 6 questions just to see your different patterns, any issues that you have for love. So this reading is basically for people that are like unfulfilled in their romantic relationship, as like in their love life, I guess, right now. So like, again, if you're in like the perfect relationship, like this reading probably won't resonate for you. Or I don't know, I shouldn't say that, I don't know. But even if you are in a relationship and things aren't going the best, it could help shed some light on some of your patterns and stuff. So we're going to do that. We're going to get some advice at the end too, like from my advice deck that I have here. It says revel in the differences to other people. There's only one you. So there you go. But let's see, Taurus, let's just jump into it. What is your current energy as of right now? Ooh. Nightingale. Okay. And what are you manifesting? I'm going to read this from the book to see what it says, to get a clearer picture. What are you manifesting, Taurus? Romance. Okay, we're off to a good start. Romance, it is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. I like it. All right, let's see. So Nightingale. An air sign or an air animal. Oh. Nightingale, fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. Oh, that's so interesting because I just looked. It says when out of balance, shy, lump in the throat, and I like have like a lump in my throat today. But that's because I'm like getting sick, I feel like. But we'll see what it says. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. That just reminded me of Baby Got Back. Turn around, stick it out. I don't know why. Anyway, when in balance, sings, speaks freely with kindness. When out of balance, shy, lump in the throat, to bring into balance, music. All right, so I'm getting a sense right away that you could be almost trying to like blend in with the crowd in a way. Like you could be trying to act a certain way to like attract a romantic partner, if that makes sense. Almost like, because that card that came out, revel in the differences to other people, there's only one you. It's almost like you're trying to act, I don't want to say cool, but like there's like a sense where you're trying to like go with the crowd, be conventional, almost like you're afraid to be yourself, because that might, you don't want your person to think you're weird or like them to look at you weird or maybe think you're too needy. Like there's something about it where you're almost like afraid to express yourself in an authentic way. But I feel like it's it's like in general because it's like you want to look a certain way to the person that you're like trying to attract. So let's just dive right into the questions. Like these readings like go on. Like the last one I did was 40 minutes. Like we got to try to like, this is not the right deck. We have to try to like speed it up because I don't need like a 40-minute video here. That's like too much. So let's see. What are Taurus's patterns of behavior in love? We have the Fates. And let's go to tarot. Or maybe it's also that you're afraid to even let somebody know that you like them. Like you have like this closed off kind of a vibe. But let's see. What is Taurus's patterns of behavior in love? Like you keep it to yourself. Death. The fates and death. Maybe it's like you leave too much up to fate, and it's like you almost try to like pretend like you're not interested in somebody. I'm kind of getting a vibe like that. This is almost making me think of like a mini golf. I don't know why, but like as if like the ball and then like, I don't know, it's just maybe like, okay, maybe you're like friends with the person that you like, and you like hang out, you see them in a social setting, or you see them at work or something like that. Like you see them on an everyday basis where you try to almost act, you try to keep your feelings to yourself, keep your thoughts to yourself. You're almost like willing to let this die in the name of like keeping this facade of like, I don't like you, like I'm not needy. Like it's almost like there's like a front. I feel like there needs to be like a more of a sense of vulnerability shown, but we'll see what else comes out. What are some issues that need to be resolved for you, Taurus? But it's like, I feel like if somebody makes you feel like these romantic feelings, this fates, it's like she is curled up on herself, but it's like maybe you just spend too much time dreaming, or maybe you think like your person wouldn't like you, so you just keep it to yourself. You don't want to be embarrassed or something like that. But I mean, you're like the nightingale. I don't think that that's true. And it's like, if you feel that strongly for somebody, like why not try? Why not, you know, open the door a little bit? But let's see, because even like this rose, it's like there's all these different layers, and I feel like you're very aware of what you let the person that you're interested in see, like for how you feel. Maybe you're just somebody that just doesn't show emotion that much in general anyway. Like you just kind of act surface level, even though you have like this depth to you with like the death card coming out and stuff, and the nightingale card. I'm so sorry. But there's like a fear of being yourself and like showing your authentic feelings. So what are some issues that need to be resolved for Taurus? Go the distance. Oh, that card almost just popped out again. And then with the thinker card on the bottom, I feel like this is saying is that you don't go for things. Like you just spend too much time thinking about it and keeping yourself closed off. But let's get the tarot and see. What are Taurus's issues that need to be resolved? The Four of Swords. Yeah, it's like we're just like thinking and keeping things to ourselves. We're just like laying down, like keeping these thoughts to ourselves. We're not acting on them. We're not showing how we feel. This is an emotional card, the death card, but it's just making me think that it's the death card. Like it just gets shut down. Like we'll let it die, like before we'll like risk looking foolish in front of somebody that we like. Which is, yeah, like, I mean, because this was on the bottom of the deck too here, safe travel. So it's like almost like there's like a question of safety, like of just wanting to crawl up in your little sanctuary that you've like built for yourself and not let anybody else in, for risk of rejection, I would say. I feel like you have like a fear of rejection. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes you have to go for things and risk it. Like ask yourself, like if this romance, this person that you like, and even if it's not somebody right now, but maybe you've noticed this as a pattern in the past, or it's what's coming up next for you in April. So, I mean, I don't think you should throw yourself at somebody, obviously, and just dive right in, but find that balance where it's like you let someone know that you're interested in them. Don't be afraid of that. So let's see. What does your heart need from you, Taurus? By the book. With this, and then the thinker on the bottom of the deck again. And then this is a very mental energy as well. I feel like your heart needs you to take baby steps and to break from societal conventions with this by the book. Maybe you feel like if you're a woman, for example, like, oh, girls shouldn't make the first move. And you don't have to make the first move, but you could be a little flirty, drop some hints, you know. What does Taurus's heart need from them? What does Taurus's heart need from them? The Eight of Wands, yeah. To go for things. But with the High Priestess here, with one hand here, one hand has this in the hand, one, it's like making me think of like balancing out. I am so sorry I keep doing that, but I like have to. Ooh. But yeah, it's like about taking action and about letting that passion kind of rule you and to like shoot for what you want. Like, why not? It's like here, I noticed that there's two different directions. It's like here, it's like we're walking away, and here it's like we're going forward. So it's maybe you have a tough time. Like, what am I trying to say? Well, first of all, I think elephants, like they say, an elephant never forgets. Or maybe it's almost like an elephant in the room. Like you have this connection with somebody, you both know you kind of like each other, but you're afraid to kind of admit it. So you're just pretending like, oh, you're just my friend and like blah, blah, blah. So maybe like you're almost confusing your person. So what does your heart need from you? To kind of be a little bit more open with the passion that you feel inside. Like this is like the energy of an attraction. Even maybe there's other people around you, because this is like 3 elephants. So maybe like your friends or somebody in your friend group is like, oh, like you don't have a chance, or they're kind of like, yeah, right. But it's like you don't know how this other person feels. There's definitely, spirit is nudging you to kind of go the distance. 8 of Wands, go for it. Like take a chance, because otherwise like you will never know, you might regret it, you know. So at least get more comfortable with the idea of maybe showing how you feel a little bit, like, you know, just, you can just make a flirty comment and see how the person reacts, you know, because maybe you're confusing the person and they don't know either. So they're thinking like, oh, this person doesn't like me because I never really see any signs that they do. So they could be confused. How can you give to your heart more? Orphaned. And then time for a nap. So maybe there's some issues. This was coming through in the Aries reading too. Maybe like from childhood, maybe again something with a father, or I guess a mother too. It could be your both parents, where you felt kind of like orphaned and left to your own devices here. And, you know, those kinds of things can kind of create a narrative in our head where we think that it's our fault, that like if it's like a father, like, oh, it's our fault that he left, it's our fault that there's something wrong with me, even like my own dad couldn't love me, like blah blah blah. Like, and then it kind of, even if you're not thinking about it in that exact way, like once you start trying to date somebody else, it's, or like once you start trying to date people, or you notice the pattern in your romantic relationships is what I'm saying. So you think this insecurity that has been bred from the past kind of manifest in your present relationships, and you're thinking things like, oh, like why would they like me, like, you know, there's something wrong with me. It's like almost like you feel like there's something wrong with you, it's better off to just let this die, and you know, it would probably end bad anyway. Something like that I'm getting. Something like that. Let's see. How can you give to it is to start trying to create a different narrative for yourself that, no, like I do deserve love. Like, of course I'm lovable. Like, maybe try to think about all the people that do like love you and appreciate you in your life now, and just see that that narrative maybe isn't true. Just like take a look at that narrative and look back at the past. And even if it isn't like a parent you were orphaned by, it's like you could have abandonment issues, and you need to like find a way to make yourself feel more safe and secure in the present. Let's see, how can you give to it? The Sun. Yeah, I'm getting a sense of just like shedding some light on these issues of abandonment, and trying to like realize, Yeah, and even the sun, sometimes it's like a little kid, like that's like has its arms wide open on that little horse, I think it is. And that's making me think again that this could be stemming from childhood issues, and the way to like address these issues is to, you know, revisit them, shed some light on them, like let some air, and just recognize like, oh, maybe that is like kind of like that kind of shaped the way I view like my own self, and the way that I view the way other people might think of me. Because two people can look at the exact same situation and see two completely different things. Like a lot of life is about our own perceptions. And I feel like you could be having kind of distorted perceptions about yourself and your worth and your ability to attract like love. You could be thinking people are out of your league. You could be thinking you don't have a chance, and just kind of like going along with the crowd or something like that. But it's like, embrace who you are and like stand out and let your emotions like come out. Like sing your little song here. This is like, oh, sorry, I wasn't even asking a question. How can you vibrate and align with love? Soulmates. That is so sweet. And let's get one more here. How can you vibrate and align with love? With the Chariot. I feel like how can you vibrate and align with love is by, I don't know, allowing yourself to believe that you could have love. I mean, I feel like you just are kind of telling yourself no before, like, again, this death card is like you're telling yourself no before you even begin. You're setting yourself up for failure before you even try. You're saying, oh, this person wouldn't be into me anyway. But like they could be a part of your soul family. They could be your soulmate. And they could be the person that has like the key to your heart. He has a little key in his hand. And I do feel like there is like a blockage in your heart chakra because with that lock. And it's maybe like this person wants to use it, but he's not. It's like hanging down at his side. He's not using it. And it's like you feel comforted by this person, or you will in the future, or like maybe this is stuff that's happened in the past again. But it's like they don't think that they can use it because you're almost not letting them. So it's like, try to be more open to this. Try to just believe like maybe they could, you know, be into me. Maybe, you know, I am better than I think I am, because I feel like you have a very like distorted perception of yourself, where you like almost like look down on yourself in a way, when you are probably like this beautiful person. If you could just try to believe that. I know it's like hokey, like, oh, believe in yourself, but it's like, no, like try to see yourself clearly. It's a lot of work to kind of dig through like the stuff that we learn from childhood, and then in our relationships, and as we go from school, from everywhere. Like people tell us who we are our whole lives, and it's like at some point we have to like shake off all those outside opinions and like decide who we are for ourselves, and realize that like, no, like this stuff isn't true. This is just stuff I've been telling myself because this happened. When you realize that, it's like very freeing kind of a thing. With the Sun and the Chariot and the Eight of Wands, it's like there's an energy of like letting like some perceptions go. I don't know. Okay, wait. How can you allow more love into your life? These are very like positive cards. Like I feel like there's a need to like look forward to the future with more hope, and just try to work on maybe like affirmations of like I believe in love, and like, or self-love affirmations. I feel like you struggle with that, and like again, there probably are people that are wanting to sweep you off your feet, or at least like are entertaining the idea, but they don't feel as though you're open to it. Okay. How can you allow more love into your life? Yin, yeah, get into this more soft, loving energy. I love that. And then happy. Again, there's a big star on this the heart chakra, whatever. I feel like look into heart chakra healing, self-love healing, get feminine energy healing, whether you're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. But I feel like that soft yin energy is missing. And let's get one more. How can you allow more love into your life? Ace of Pentacles. I feel like also by, giving some away. By admitting that you, not admitting it like walking up to the person and being like, hey, I have feelings for you, but by being willing, developing a willingness to show that you do have feelings for somebody, and just willing to almost risk rejection in order, this abandonment issues, it's like you're terrified of rejection here. You're terrified of the same thing happening to you, when there could be some really good partners for you, like kind of circling around you right now, that you're just kind of shutting down. You're keeping your heart under lock and key. They have it, and they're just like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? You know, like, I can't use it. And the way that this penguin is like nestling up on this other penguin's shoulder makes me think that you could be maybe allowing a more physical connection to take place. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but you could be more willing to almost have, like, it could be sexual, it could be whatever, but like in lieu of like a romantic, actual like soulmate, full-blown relationship here. It's almost like you're manifesting romance, but you're trying to stop yourself. And it's like, it's right here though, like you could have it, but you have to be willing to give some away too, and also receive. It's like there's something you have trouble giving and receiving, like the relationship is like, with that is askew, where I feel like you're out of balance with both. Maybe you could be in like a little bit of a more selfish energy, where you just like let people like come to you a lot, or where you overgive, but it's like something with that is out of balance, or where you just think you will never be able to receive, or something like that. But I feel as though, how can you allow more love into your life? By opening up to this yin energy, opening up, healing your divine feminine energy, being willing to try a real, because the Ace of Pentacles is like potential, but it's just like willingness to believe that something real could happen for you. Again, I know that there's pain in the past here, but the past isn't necessarily like indicative of the future. That's something to keep in mind. So, okay, let's see if this advice is followed by my Tauruses. Let's see if they like start trying to like take a look at like their childhood and try to be more open to love, work on their self-love, their feminine energy. I really think self-love frequencies, like working on your heart chakra, is going to be super beneficial for you. What energy could they shift into, Taurus, if they work on their heart chakra, I'm going to say, because I feel like that's like the main message. We have the Firefly. Oh, look at like the difference in color. This is like a bleak black and white world almost. There's like a little bit of blue here. This is like a Firefly. And there is a lot of fiery kind of go the distance, 8 of Wands, the sun. Like there's something about letting the light in. And let's see what you could manifest. Because even though romance is here, I feel like it's more so coming through as like there are potential relationships like that you could be manifesting that, but see how the bird is like turning away from them? It's like your back is turned. I didn't notice that at the beginning. But yeah, I feel like it's almost like you're subconsciously blocking it. What could you manifest if you were able to shift into this Firefly energy? Taurus. Success. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor and integrity. And then we have joy. So let's read from the book about this Firefly, and then we'll see how it relates to everything. And then, yeah, I feel like this is a 5. It's a number 23. And this is a 12. It's a number 3. So I feel like shifting from this, like you would be manifesting 5s, which really sometimes can be seen as like challenges or struggles and things like that. And then it's like the 3 is a more expansive energy. So I feel like that's a thing, but we'll see what it says. This is an air energy, the Firefly. Eagle, hawk, peacock, nightingale. So we're going, there's a definite focus on your mindset and your perceptions and things like that, because we have 2 air signs that came out. Interesting, this is not a fire one, but it is an air sign. Or an air animal. Okay. Firefly, inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem. There's something about poems here, like in that one and in this one, that's very interesting. Song and invention, songs too. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When in balance, writes, creates, brainstorms. When out of balance, burnt out, feels dull. To bring into balance, write a poem or draw. Yeah, I feel like you're just not allowing light into your life, and the way to do it is to just allow it in. And like even with that sun, there was like that whole light energy, and it says to bring into balance, write a poem, draw. Like also with the song, with the nightingale that was mentioned songs, and so did this, again, that healing frequency music. I think 528 is like the self-love frequency, or 632 or something, I forget. But like look into like those using sound healings, I think would be good for you. And even writing things out, maybe stuff about your childhood, get all that emotion out. And then you could be like, this firefly looks a lot more engaged with life. It's like lit up, it's excited about life. It's not just like turning away from what it wants and like singing a sad song over here. It's like, woo, like, you know, it's got a fire lit under its butt. But again, like there could be some like initial success where you start like doing this work and like looking into these things, and you have like an epiphany. But with this, it's talking about like burning out. So it's like I feel like you could fall into old patterns if you don't kind of keep up this work and kind of keep trying to expand yourself and keep trying to work on yourself. So I feel like there is like some work to do here. There always is. If you're single or whatever, in the meantime, like these are some things you could do. I'm gonna just like move this here only because I know I'm gonna need more space. So we're just gonna get some advice for you, Taurus. Like what can you be doing right now? What is the advice for Taurus? What advice does Taurus? Oh. You look like a shit show. You're a hot mess. Fact. Clean yourself up. All right, so I don't know if that's the case, but it's like, okay. But yeah, maybe with that yin energy and stuff like that and self-love, like maybe, I don't know, like there's like this kind of like depressed energy, maybe. Not depressed, but like dull. Like, yeah, this was like a dull energy where it's like you're kind of just like, oh, what's the point? Like, but maybe try to like, I don't know, make yourself, like pamper yourself a little bit. That's what I'm getting. It has nothing to do with like, oh, you should wear makeup or oh, you should fix your hair or something. But take the time to pamper yourself because you're worth it, you know? Like that could be some self-love practices that you could do just because you deserve it. Like that's it. No other reason. I don't think you look like a shit show. We all have those days anyway, but whatever. What advice does Taurus need? I feel like pamper yourself. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer, get some. Yeah, pamper yourself. Eat some good food. Like tap into like the sensual things in life. Like learn how to like feel, like take a nice bath. Eat some good food. Yeah, step away from the lettuce for a little bit and just indulge in some things that you like because, again, you deserve it. Ask a fucking expert. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional. Again, if that's, you know, relevant to you. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Drop the fucking ego. Stop worrying about what you look like to other people, you know? Who cares? Let them think what they want to think. They're probably not even really thinking about you in the first place. Like, just like everybody. Like, this was coming through in the Virgo reading a little bit too, where it's like, I don't know, sometimes we feel like we're on stage, but I don't know if like you're into poetry and stuff, maybe read some poetry, write some poetry. There was a lot about writing and expressing yourself with music, jamming out in the car, like to kind of like a song that's kind of like, I don't know, Born This Way. Like I'm trying to think of like something like maybe from Destiny's Child, you know, like where, oh, hold Hold on, time to spice things up. I'm not going to take these, but it says trust that spirit will pave the way forward once you're truly following your joy. Try to find your joy, whatever that is. Like, get in touch with that and like explore. I feel like spirit is wanting you to explore the things that make you happy, and spice up your life. Listen to the Spice Girls. That's a good album. Maybe there's some songs on there for you. Wait, hold on. Let's see. What is advice for Taurus? Maybe you're not too sensitive. You're just surrounded by assholes. I feel like this is more talking about back in the day, with wherever these kind of perceptions were first birthed, like, you know, in you, where maybe you were told things about yourself, and it's saying, not that the people that were surrounded, especially if it's like your parents or something, but, or your ex-partners, maybe they weren't assholes, they just weren't the right, maybe they weren't like emotionally evolved enough to make these assessments of you that they did. Thought, why do we feel mad and disgusted with ourselves when we fail? Stupid for trying. We should stop. Yeah, there's like this fear of rejection, this fear of failing, of looking stupid. So like, I won't even try. I'll just kind of like go by the book. It is a wise thing to be polite. Consequently, it is a stupid thing to be rude. Okay. Fierceness and vulnerability both have a place in you. There was something on the bottom of the deck about being vulnerable. In this case, I feel as though you're afraid to put yourself out there and be vulnerable. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to look stupid and get rejected. You don't want to fail. And it is a wise thing to be polite. Consequently, it is a stupid thing to be rude. I don't know how that would be really applying here, but take it how it resonates. So as long as you're happy, honestly, as long as you're happy, who the hell cares? Sometimes the heart knows in a way the logical mind can't. Yeah, like maybe your mind is telling you no, like this person will never like me, but your heart feels something like this soulmate connection with somebody, and you need to trust that. The worst thing in life is not failure, it's regret. Yeah, I think I said something about that, where you could end up regretting like not trying, like you could look back on this later in life, was that my person? So just go for it. Who cares? Like, again, there's nothing wrong with failing, and that's how you'll know if they're about it. You know, they'll be about it, and if not, you could just let it go and move on to somebody else. You know, it's better always to know than to be stuck in limbo and just run away from things, like something real that you feel with somebody. So I think that's going to be it, guys. If you like this reading, please leave me some love. It means the world to me, helps my channel grow. I hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you are. Peep my other readings. I have like a pick a cards playlist. I have a Taurus playlist with some other readings. Oh my God. Thoughts, feelings, and intentions, and also like what makes you so amazing. So you could check that out on my channel under my playlists. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next reading. Okay, bye.